And the government's wanting to push back against the issue of hate speech to deal with this off the back of, we saw some horrific graffiti at a Jewish school in Melbourne. The Deputy Prime Minister went straight there today to hold a news conference in a show of solidarity with that community from the government.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good move. We've got to show right from the top in Australia that we won't cop this anti-Jewish, anti-Semitism stuff. It is just an ugly way of behaving, and it's just. I mean, I hate the use of cliches, and saying something's un-Australian has become a bit of a cliche. But I don't know a better way of describing this. This is un-Australian. Yeah.
Well said. And you've got the polling today as we look more broadly at the 12 months ahead to the next election. The AFR's got some numbers. They've done modelling which across all the seats, and it basically tells us what we thought out of the news poll. Labor heading for either minority or majority government. They're the two likely outcomes.
Yeah, they are. Personally, I think a majority will finish up being the result. I think Labor will gain votes as an election gets closer. I mean, you're always, I think, a little bit behind in the midterm, but I think as the gap closes to the big day, then I think the gap will widen when it comes to Liberal and Labor.
We talk about all sorts of issues, whether it be the foreign policy matters, other issues that might drive a vote here and there. The fundamental issue that drives so much of an election and an electoral outcome is the economy, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the hip pocket nerve in the end, and that's what everybody is concerned about. We're all concerned about improving our lives, and we all aspire to something more. And, Australian governments really have to provide for that aspiration. Once that aspiration stops, God help us. So, we all want things to be better, and the government's job is to make it better.
Indeed, that's right. And they'll be judged on that over the next 12 months or so. Do you think Albo's still heading to election? You're thinking March to May next year, the most likely window, or could he go before Christmas?
Well, he can always go if Dutton has a bad week or something like that. Obviously, he can decide to go on the spot. But I think he'd prefer to go full term. I think it's a much better look. You don't look as if you're desperate. You don't look as if you're conniving and politician. You're just following the Constitution. And so I think that's probably where Albo would be.
Yeah, you're right. He's a bit of a traditionalist in that sense, not the left-wing warrior that many people might have thought. He's quite pragmatic.
Well, it's a long time since he was a left-wing warrior. He mightn't like me saying that, but it's the truth. I mean, as a young bloke, I can remember as party secretary, I used to slap him around at conference. But things have changed a fair bit since then. He can slap me around anytime he likes.
Richo, great to see you. We'll catch you later in the week. Thank you.
Good on you, Kieran.